Welcome to Sports for the Girlies with the Girlies. I'm Dr. Gardner. The real ones call me Dr. G. To my left, I have C. To my right, I have Marley. And to my far right, I have Big Claw, not the little one.
Never the little one.
And today, we are here to talk about the league that is showing us who the real bucket getters are in the W. The ones who really only need a ball and a basket. And that league is Unrivaled. And for those of you all that don't know, Unrivaled is the new 3-on-3 women's professional basketball league consisting of 6 teams, each featuring 6 WNBA players. And I know we don't say this much on the show, but Brianna Stewart, thank you. Nafisa Collier, thank you. They are the co-founders of Unrivaled, and we love it here. I will say that we love it here so far.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit odd that the two of them partnered up after, slight beef they had on the low.
Battling, you know.
Women supporting women.
Love to see it. Love to see it. So what I want to start off with is, what do y'all love about Unrivaled so far?
For me, I think the media, not just in terms of sport media, but the media coming from the players, it's giving Wubble. Mm-hmm. It's giving back in 2020 when they were in these dorms, just stuck with each other. And I feel like there's so much camaraderie that's built out of that sort of setup that we don't get in the normal W season, where they're in a limited space. They're forced to be around players they're not usually around, and you see those friendships sort of, not necessarily friendships, but how they work together as coworkers is so interesting just to see that on a bigger scale compared to the W, where it's very, I know you guys, I've been on this team for 5 years. It's the same, whatever. So that's been my favorite. Marina Mabry and the cooking.
Yes.
I love it. Every time I see anything about that come up, I'm just I need to know what she's doing.
I need the update.
I just want to know what she cooks.
I'm so proud of her. It takes so much. See? Camaraderie.
Yeah, shout out to...
It's kind of upsetting, though, that she was just that uneducated on this spice cabinet.
She said everyone's as blessed as you know? You've got the skills.
But it's kind of who just is putting salt and pepper on stuff? I feel like you gotta add a little bit, you gotta spice it up.
So what does your spice cabinet look like? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
It's full.
Okay.
My spice cabinet is full.
Okay.
Garlic powder, onion powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paprika, cayenne pepper.
Paprika. I like basil leaves, parsley, the whole thing. I'm locked in there. I'm locked in.
Okay, I'm into it. I love that as well. My favorite part is probably, like I said in the beginning, the bucket getters, because we have street ball basketball setting, playing 3 versus 3, full court, which is crazy. I'm already exhausted. Full court. But that exposes who can go get a bucket. So who has been your favorite bucket getter so far? Who has caught your attention? Because we see them playing the W all day, every day. But this league is looking a little different. Some of these players have even earned some of my respect. So, who are some players that really caught your attention?
Mine is Arike. But I've been a big Arike fan, since she played at Notre Dame. And she made that huge shot to win the championship. But I think, watching her play consistently is very different from college and seeing her in the WNBA. So it really just kind of showcases her as an athlete and as a player playing 3-on-3. I think it's important, just in general, 3-on-3 basketball, everyone's watching everyone kind of thing. So there's no one person that's singled out for being the best player on the court, because there's 3 amazing players playing against 3 other amazing players. So I think it's very telling of the athletes they are, but Arike especially. So I think she's just been putting on a show.
Agreed.
She's just a bucket. She's just that kind of girl.
We need a shirt that says that kind of girl on it. That's the next one, I think.
That kind of girl?
Yeah.
We can work on it.
For me, personally, I feel I'd say the 2 biggest were Skylar Diggins-Smith, who I feel as she's gotten older, especially to newer fans, she can kind of fly under the radar in terms of what she's capable of. So I feel for people who are newer to the league, they don't know who she is as a player. And I think she's really reminding people, I'm not that, I'm still here,
yeah.
right? I'm still here. I'm still as feisty as I was when I was playing in college. Like, I still have that fire. And another person, Hamby, I think, she's had so much going on for the past year when it comes to the league and the perception of her. To see her get out there and just be able to play and perform at that level, it's like, still, despite how much her reputation has kind of been damaged in this whole process of what she's dealing with, is really impressive to me. And she just had another kid.
Yeah.
So, like, to be coming back from that, to play a full W season, and then go into a whole nother season and still be showing up so consistently and have everything else that she's dealing with, that's pretty impressive.
She's a hooper.
Mm-hmm.
That's what she's showing us, for sure. And I have to agree with you. For me, it was Skylar Diggins-Smith. Obviously, if we've been watching the W for a long time, or even women's college basketball, we know Skylar Diggins-Smith can play. Mm-hmm. But I really wasn't the biggest fan of Skylar Diggins' game in college, and even in the W a little bit. She has really shown me that she's just not a hooper. She is clutch. Mm-hmm. Because she had pretty much 2 game winners with that shot, and then the free throws. She won the game with free throws. So, like, she played a huge role in both of these wins, averaging 15 points a game, showing me a lot. So, Skylar Diggins-Smith is a certified bucket getter so far, for me.
I agree. No, I definitely agree. I'm an Enrique fan, but, like, I will say, like, watching Skylar, she was my second pick.
Okay.
But I do think that, like, she's changed a lot, and she's always been in the spotlight, not for the best things. Mm-hmm. So, like, seeing her out there, like, doing what she actually loves and, like, not really caring about the perception of other people and, like, just playing. Like, this is just really a league. It just kind of shows, like, they're just there to play. Mm-hmm. Like, they just want to play, and that's it, and make money and, like, be treated fairly. So, like, I think it just encapsulates that just in this whole league as a whole.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of this league. It's so free. You could tell that they're having fun, but it's super competitive. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't hurt that they're making a lot of money. Did y'all look up the salary? I think the salaries that show me, like, each player's making over $200,000 to play 8 weeks.
Yeah.
That's absolutely incredible. So, all of those things makes this league.
I think it's like $250 a player. $250.
Wow.
Per player, yeah.
And they get to stay in one place in Miami, right?
Mm-hmm. Come on, like, who doesn't want to be down in Miami playing basketball for 8 weeks to make $250,000 to just play up and down a couple of times?
Now, you were just talking about how exhausting and how fast the game is.
I think, honestly, yeah, like, you are getting paid a lot of money, but, like, to play full court basketball 3-on-3, and I was watching clips, like, it's extremely fast paced. It's a lot of pick and roll. There's not a lot of room for, like, error, like, things outside of it being quick to occur. So, like, they'll be going down one end of the court and then be going down within the next, like, 5 seconds. Like, things happen really quickly, and that can become, like, a big thing as an athlete. Like, it takes a toll on your body. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's tough to play in the positions they are, especially the amount of games that they're playing. So, I think it'll be something to watch as the season, like, plays out.
Yeah, I also think they should caution about injuries, right? Mm-hmm. This is a pretty... How many games they play in week 1? 2?
Yeah.
They played 2 games in week 1, and so as the games increase and they're playing that up and down style of play, let's hope that nobody tears their ACL in the Unrivaled League. Mm-hmm. Knock on wood, I do not want to see it. But they're playing high-intensity basketball for 8 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I think that's something that we should also look out for.
It's really street ball-y. It's, like, very intense, competitive. Like, these are some of the best players in the league currently, so it's a lot of... It's a tough game. It's a tough game to be playing.
Also, isn't there still that one-on-one tournament that they're doing?
Yeah, they're supposed to do the one-on-one tournament. So
wait, what week is that? Like, is that, like, in the middle of the season? I feel like that'd be a valid thing to do in the middle of the season.
I think so.
It would make a lot of sense, kind of like an all-star,
like an all-star
fun type
situation.
of deal. Yeah, that would absolutely be a blast.
But again, like, I still feel like that's another thing that's, like, a lot to go out. You already are playing all these games, then stop, have this, like, all-star break situation, if that's what it is, like, and then play one-on-one of, like, that's, again, super highly competitive, like, one-on-one basketball, like, queen of the court kind of situation. So it's like, I don't know.
The winner of that gets, like, another $250,000.
Right, like, that's just a lot more, like,
February
on the
10th
line,
to 14th.
I feel like.
And that's going to be intense, too.
Yeah.
They're playing for $250K,
I
another
know.
$250K. And that's a lot for WNBA players.
That's a lot of money, yeah.
So, yeah, we need to look out for those types of things. And so I know we just finished up week 1. We're in week 2 of Unrivaled. And each team has played 2 games each. And just looking at the roster construction, I want to know who your favorite teams are. And on top of that, who do you think is going to win it all? Because I know who's going to win it all. I'm very confident in my pick.
Wait, I want to know your pick.
You want to know my pick first?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a really great response and rationale for it. So I believe that the Vinyl,
Okay.
Mm.
they are going to win. I think it's called the championship or the cup, whatever they're calling it. I think they're going to win it all. Number 1, they have Coach Boone.
Real.
Y'all know how I feel about Coach Boone. I still have smoke with the Chicago Sky because of that. I'm pissed at y'all, Chicago Sky. So they're being coached by Coach Boone. Yes, they have your fave, Enrique. But even on top of that, I don't think we realize Ryan and De'Erica Hamby, they both played on the 3-versus-3 Olympic team.
Mm-hmm.
So they know how 3-versus-3 works. Yes, it was half court, but it's still 3-versus-3.
Yeah.
They know spacing. They know how to get a bucket on a 3-versus-3 team. So I think that's a cheat code. They have both of those players playing on that same team. I think that's crazy. Who allowed that? Because that's absolutely a cheat code. And Enrique, Ryan, and De'Erica are all averaging over 15.5 points a game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You don't see that on any other roster. So I think the Vinyl's going to win it all for several reasons. And I'm standing on business. I believe so. I'm going to continue to say this every week. So they're currently 2-0. They are one of the 3 teams that are 2-0. And I think that they have a really great shot at taking it because they have a fantastic squad. And they're coached by the best coach in Unrivaled, Coach Boone. Love you.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're not only because of like the players on their team, but I think the way they like the positions each of their players play, they're not all guards, they're not all bigs, they're not all like similar style of play. So I feel like having this team in the way they kind of have it put together, I feel like they are the most cohesive, and it'll work. I think it'll just work the best, and it's been showing that it does. So I guess we'll see in the upcoming weeks. But I definitely think that the Vinyl are the team to beat.
For sure. For sure.
By far.
Okay, who's your favorite? Who do you think's going to take it?
So, I was going to say the Laces, although I understand why you said Vinyl. Personally, I've enjoyed watching the Laces the most.
Okay. Why?
But, well, one, I just love AT. Let's start there. I'm never not going to be entertained when AT is on the court.
Yes.
Money Martin. Everybody loves Money Martin.
Love Money Martin.
Jackie also competed at the Olympics on the 3x3 team.
Absolutely.
She did bring home the gold. She's I feel like when it comes to the roster and I look at their players specifically, I feel like there's only one person that I would say I would be concerned about in terms of reliability, who I won't say who. But
No, drop the name. Drop the name.
I feel like out of all of them, the only one I'd be concerned about is Stephanie Dawson.
Yep.
That's the only one.
I don't really like her as an athlete. I don't really think she gives like athlete vibes.
What does athlete vibes mean?
Like, she just kind of gives me mom, and I'm just like,
What?
there's no way you go out there and you ball for real.
Is that why they call her Big Mama?
Maybe. But
I would
that
like
name
to
is
know.
just crazy. Like, who came up with that?
It sounds like you because you just call her a mom.
Maybe. But I mean, she does give me mom vibes. I don't really see, like, she doesn't give me like baller vibes.
She doesn't give me. She's a champion.
She's a
Yeah,
champion.
but
She
like,
went
what?
to the Olympics.
But like, did she
Is she really?
contribute really?
Okay.
Like, let's call it how it is. Was she sitting there, or was she really like in it?
I mean, from my recollection, she played a pivotal role in one of those games.
But like, not. I mean, come on, like a game or a game and a half, maybe.
Understood.
I will say I do think, like, in her WNBA career, she's kind of, like, started to fall by the wayside. On every team that she's on, I feel like she's switched teams a lot in the past few years, and she has yet to find one where she really stands out. And it's the same here. Like, she doesn't, there's too many other players who are, like, high caliber for her to really stand out.
I think she's
In
here to
this
get a
roster.
bag. Come on,
Valid.
like, she just wants that money.
And she deserves it.
Can't wait to see
Absolutely.
her in the 1v1.
She's still on my team. She's holding it
That would be
down.
crazy. Imagine if she wins the 1v1.
And then you have to take back everything.
Who do you
just
want?
said.
I would take it all back.
Who do you
I'd be
think
like,
is going to
wow,
win the 1v1?
Not her.
Okay.
If she does, then I have to do something crazy, because that would blow my mind.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win the 1v1. I need to look at this roster to figure out
I
who's.
feel like it's gonna be like a forward, like some type of forward.
Yeah, but
like,
I feel like a forward, like, that's too predictable. Like, I feel like it's got to be a big guard, not a forward. Like, someone that can shoot has to be able to, I think it has to be someone that can shoot.
Because, like, I want Enrique to win, but I don't know if she's going to be able
But
to
she's too
defend.
small.
Yeah.
I think she's too small.
That's the challenge. So it has to be somebody that can do both sides.
I
of the
think
ball.
Ka could do it,
She may be able to do it.
but she's a little small, too.
That's what I'm saying. Next episode, we will come with some real
like,
predictions for that.
yeah. I'm not gonna call who's gonna win it all yet. What club? But I'd say one of my favorites is Mist, just because Ricky Jackson and Dejanay, like you put two of the best face cards in the league on one
They're
team,
fun.
like it's amazing.
And even though they are currently 0-2, they haven't won a game. They're a team that I think will figure it out. Number one, because they are coached by the second best coach, Phil Handy. And like you said, they have Stewie, Rakia, Jewel, Dejanay, Aaliyah Boss. I think they'll get it together.
Right.
I really do think.
They have the pieces. Like,
Yeah.
they just need to figure out.
I feel
how
like they
work
just
together.
struggle to have, like, a solid guard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Dejanay is a good guard, but I don't think she's a scoring guard, really.
She's not.
More
a
defensive,
yeah, very defensive player. So I feel like with her, it's just, like, she's great. Like, I'd put her on the floor, too. Like, I'm not having her out there, but at the same time, like, someone needs to score, and, like, Ricky can't do it the whole time. And Stewie, like, that's, like, predictable, and, like, the two of them are easily locked
And
up in
is
situations.
Sue really
so.
a point guard too? She's more so like a shooting guard.
I don't even know what Sue
Sue
is.
I
She needs to be
forgot Sue
retired.
was here. Right.
She's also there for the bag. Come on.
We gotta create the
Valid.
list. We gotta create a list of these players that we know that's just here for the bag. Because I believe
she's definitely one of them.
I think it's a good 5 to 10 of them that's just there for the bag.
But then, like, I think the question is, like, who would you replace them with? Like, if there was other options.
Who would you replace him with? Definitely not Caitlin Clark. I know you. Also, shout out to my shirt. Shameless plug.
No,
Okay.
real shout out.
Yes.
Somebody read my shirt for the camera.
Okay. It says fan of the game since BC, and in parentheses before Clark.
Just saying. Just saying.
I
Just
will
saying.
say she did make a very big donation today that I thought was pretty nice, but
To Unrivaled?
no. She donated she donated children's books.
Come
Alright.
on.
But listen, people always say she doesn't do enough. She did something.
Fair.
PR manager put her up to that.
I did something.
I did hear some story about her, like, making comments about, like, important things. Like, topics that she would not be talking about, like, if she wasn't, like, being PR
Coached.
trained. Yeah, like, something's going on. And it's probably because she's not in this league. This
Yeah.
Unrivaled League. So they were like, you have to do something to, like, keep your name on the map. That's what it's giving.
I can see that. And so I'd be interested to see if players like Caitlin Clark, who technically don't need the money, but why not, will go and be an Unrivaled next season because it's becoming more popular.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's becoming popularized. I was locked in. Everybody that I know was locked in, and it was just week 1. So
It's a big thing, yeah.
it's a huge thing. But I have one team, y'all, that I don't think will win a game.
Who's that?
I have one team that I do not think will win a game.
Oh Lord.
And that is the Rose.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
Well,
The
I-
Rose.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't think they have enough. I don't. Because the thing is, Ka, she's a scorer. Fantastic. But Chelsea Gray, she's the point guard. She's not a scorer first. That's not what she does. So Angel's cool, Lexi's cool, but Ka and Chelsea Gray are currently carrying the team on their back. And that's not what Chelsea does. So I just don't think they have enough to sustain.
So
So I really
Chelsea
agree.
does not score at all. Like, in the W, like, I feel like she just is, like, one of those guards that's there. Like, and just
A
plays.
support
Like, she just
role.
plays. Yeah, she just is there.
Yes. And in this league, she's averaging 17 and a half. And I feel like that's because she has to.
Yeah.
Ka can't do it all.
Right.
So I'm concerned. I think Khan's going to be worn down.
Agreed.
Angel can only do so much.
Wait, yeah, what's going on with Angel? I thought, come on.
She's averaging 11 points per game. She is the second worst scorer on her team.
Oh.
And to me, that's not going to cut it. Like, Angel, you
Come
have
on,
to...
Angel.
How is Azura Stevens? Just about half a point, I'm sorry. But Azura Stevens is averaging more than her.
Yeah, but that's still half a point. Like, I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? I think she's too focused on other things. Like, I love Angel, but I think she's, like, worried about way too much outside of basketball. Like, she's doing, like, her podcast, like, social... Like, she's too in the social media world to be, like, oh, yeah, like, I'm just a basketball player. Like, I'm here playing basketball 3-on-3. But she's just, like, I see so much of her on social media. It's not basketball related at all. So I'm just, like, I think she's just kind of faded into that persona of, like, influencer kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think Angel is really considering this an off season.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, I'm playing in this league, but this is my off season, so I'm going to go do what I want to do.
Like, she's not
Right.
taking it seriously. Like, I
Right.
don't think she's taking this seriously at all. I think she's also, again, there to maybe get the bag.
And why not? She is a bag getter.
She always gets her bag.
She is a certified bag getter, but I need her to be a certified bucket getter. Get some buckets. Because 11 points per game is not going to cut
Especially for her.
it. Yes. She does more than that.
She's like 20 points per game.
Yes. So, if Angel doesn't step up, they will not win a game. I will say they will not win a game because the other teams are too loaded.
They are. I'm looking at the Phantom right now, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? Because they're also loaded.
They haven't been able to win a game. I mean, Sabrina, Cloud.
Really, Cloud? No?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, this team is all guards to me.
Mm.
Except for BG, but, like, the rest are really all guard-like.
Yeah.
Because if I were to put people out there, like, Cloud is full-on guard. Sabrina's guard. Marina, like, plays guard, like, wing. So that's, like, doesn't really count. And then I really feel like BG is really, like, the only big that's, like, solid.
I feel like they felt like BG is like 10 feet tall and she can cover multiple bigs. And like that's not the case.
Right.
You got to give her another big. So I agree with you. So I don't know if they'll win a game either. That's a good point.
I will say Satu just signed with Adidas. Good for her.
Because, you
We
know,
love to see it.
We have been anti-Nike for a little bit because of how they've
Well,
done. I know you are checks, not stripes. However, we went in on how Nike did
they
Asia.
did us wrong a little bit.
You're over. You got over it really quickly. It didn't take much.
No, it didn't. But it was okay. Like, I looked past it.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta look past things.
I understand that.
But it's always checks over stripes, so. Shout out her, but, you know, she could have signed the bank.
Shout out her, but also I need you to do more.
Yeah, like, do a little bit better. Checks over stripes, no?
I'm checks over stripes.
I don't
well, I know you
particularly
are, so
care
that's
either
fine.
way.
Who?
I don't particularly care either way. Checks over stripes.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
I mean,
I'm just gonna act like I didn't hear that one, so.
I don't like buy a lot of like athletic clothing.
I can't
so, like,
tell.
I only really
I can't tell.
whatever. I only really buy like sneakers, and I buy Nike when I buy sneakers.
Okay,
But
so that's
There's
checks
the
over
answer.
stripes.
You know what I'm
Boom.
saying?
So, but checks over stripes.
but like I wouldn't be adverse to another brand. I'm not a loyalist.
I wouldn't put them on.
Okay.
No shade, but I personally,
If
She
we went
came out
back
with
to
a shoe?
being Under Armour at Temple
I hope it
right now, and you had to wear
Adidas
Under Armour
boom,
for
I
the
transfer.
basketball.
We'd be out.
haven't been the cutest.
No.
What?
Adidas basketball sneakers.
No, they're ugly. The only ones that are good are
I
like
thought-
maybe Anthony Edwards. Maybe
They're
cool. Some of them are cool. Some of them are cool. The colors, but that's about it.
They're not. I think Pumas are better when it comes to like their partnerships and their basketball shoes. I just think they're
Yeah, I have
above.
always over. Definitely Puma over Under Armour and Adidas, to be honest.
Definitely wear Under Armour.
Oof.
Under Armour is rough. Those shoes are hard. Not mobile. Rough.
Not inclusive. Not feminine in any way. I don't
Yeah.
care who they sign.
No, they really aren't.
That is an aggressive.
Have they ever
masculine
signed
shoe.
a WNBA player? I know they've signed like U.S. women's soccer players, but I don't think they've had a WNBA player for Under Armour before.
I don't know, but all I know is like all the Under Armour shoes that I think of is
Plum.
Stephen Curry's.
Yeah.
And his shoes I've heard for years, like 2018, like that his shoes are just trash to play in. They suck. But people like will wear his shoe because it's, you know, it's Stephen Curry, so like I'm gonna wear the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard that they're just terrible, like not mobile, like really rough shoe. But they're made for him kind of thing, where he doesn't want to have like all that ankle movement in a smaller shoe or in like a low top shoe. So I get that, but no one wants that. Like it's
Under
just
Armour's
uncomfortable.
their sponsor for Unrivaled.
Yeah, I did know that. With the jerseys, I saw the jerseys and I was like, guys, like we couldn't like. Come on.
I mean, I'll take the dollars. First of all, they got a lot of sponsors. That's why they're getting paid,
Valid.
$1 million for 2 weeks. However, yeah, I don't know.
Isn't Brianna a Puma athlete? Like, don't you have connects?
No, but I think Nafisa is Under Armour, isn't she?
It's only showing Marina Mabry and Kelsey Plum.
Nafisa's something else, or maybe she's Adidas. I think she might be Adidas, but I don't think any of them are Nike. Which
Gotta work
is
on
valid.
that.
Besides
Kind of.
Sabrina.
valid.
Like I would like
Not really.
there are other people who I'd consider signing to Nike before I consider signing like Marina Mabry to Nike.
Well, yeah, I'm
like
not
you know,
signing
like there would
Marina
be
Mabry
other
either.
players on
Well,
that
yeah, we
list
aren't advocating for Marina
beforehand.
Mabry.
Right.
That's not what we're doing here, guys.
We're just advocating for the better good of the Unrivaled League. Like,
Yes.
I'd wear a Nike jersey, not I don't.
Okay,
Under
valid.
Armour.
I see where you're coming from.
And it'll be cheaper too. Like Under Armour is just like a cheap brand. I feel like it's just I don't know. It's just the logo. It's
No, it
not-
gives cheap. I think
It
everything
does.
from there should cost $8. So I do. I think Under Armour's awful.
it's
But
not good.
yeah,
Not comfy.
Not-
Not inclusive. Boom. Come on, like
let's
call
end
it.
it
You
there.
just leave it
Let's
there.
end it there. Not inclusive. So I want to land with this, y'all. Out of the 3 teams that are on to, the Mist, Phantom, and Rose, which team do you think is likely to get a win in week 2? I don't know the matchups. Hopefully somebody can look up the matchups. I don't know the matchups. But you know I have my money on the Mist.
Yeah,
As long
I
as they're
was
not
gonna say
playing
Mist.
vinyl, as long as they're not playing vinyl, I think the Mist has the potential to beat anybody. They can beat anybody.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Mist will probably win 1 game this week.
Okay.
Maybe not 2, but I'm
Mhm.
feeling 1 game is the vibe.
You think they can pull off 1 game?
Yeah, I feel like they have that swag. Like they have the swag this week. Like it's only right for them to win 1 game. Like
Okay.
maybe they just need to get the jitters out last week. You know,
Maybe.
it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure to be live TV. You know,
Yeah.
it's a lot. It's a lot. So I feel like we could give them a pass for week 1. We're expecting better week 2. At least 1 W.
I
Okay.
think the Phantom will get one. I feel like knowing those players and like how they bounce back, like I couldn't imagine them not getting at least 1 win.
The Phantom they are playing the Mist.
Okay.
And you still take Phantom over Mist.
Yes.
Okay, that's a spicy take.
That is a little bit spicy, but I feel like it'll be a good matchup.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be tough, and I feel like it'll be gritty, and I feel like it'll be good.
I'm all for being wrong. I love being delusional. That's what sports is about.
Isn't it? I tell people all the time. I am the most delusional fan you'll ever find. I agree.
I agree. I think it's about being delusional. Speaking of being delusional, someone who we talked about a little bit, but who I think stands out to me. Have you guys seen the clip of Skylar Diggins-Smith on Angel's show? I don't know if this is her podcast or what, but she was specifically talking about her time in college. And I feel like Skylar, like, has the tendency to, like, there's, like, a very thin line between, like, what is the word that I'm looking for when you're, like, not necessarily I'm above people, but, like, I'm the blueprint. I'm always the blueprint. I feel like that is a vibe that she tends to exude, which is fine. But, like, I was watching a video of her when she was talking about her headband style and, like, how that blew up for her. And this idea of, like, being owed something. Because she was like, I would have made so much money from NIL, which is true. But she was like, I feel like I'm owed something from all of this. And it's like,
thank you.
yeah, and it's like, what what is going to make you feel like you can feel comfortable with where you're at? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it always seems to be, like, something where it's, like, she seems like she's trying to prove. Like, she's trying to ask for validation, and it's like, you don't need validation.
Yeah.
You've had a great career. You've been consistent your whole career. Like, you may not be at the level you were in terms of star quality, but you're still, like, a solid name in the world of basketball. It doesn't help you to, like, have those interactions where you're, like, asking for something in return.
I think she's, like, fishing for compliments. Like, I think she just is waiting for somebody to acknowledge her kind of thing, because she's always in the spotlight for the wrong things, and, like, I think she just wants to be out of the spotlight for the wrong things, kind of. But, like, she just puts herself right back into those situations by making comments like that, and it's kind of like, we get it, like, we see you, but it's like, move on. Like, this is, like, how many years down the line, like, I feel like she just wants to be thanked for things and, like, be recognized, but, like, you'd be recognized in the right way if you just continue and, like, just do the opposite of what you're kind of doing.
Yeah, like, I feel like it hurts her legacy in a way. And I feel like we talked about this before with, like, the idea of, like, players playing too long. Like, I feel like it's similar to that, where it's, like, I understand where it comes from, but at the same time, like, you constantly, like, throwing something out,
Yeah, like, she's,
I
like,
feel
looking
like
for it.
is only, like, making people want to give you that recognition more. Or less,
Yeah.
I mean. Like,
Yeah.
people, like, less platforms want to give you that space, less platforms want to give you that energy, because they feel like it's this level of, like, there's always some level of, like, agitation, or, like, I
feel like it's like
this, which I hate to
repeating.
say, because, like, I feel like often she's attached to the, like, angry black woman stereotype. Like, that's haunted her entire career. And there's a difference between, like, being a very, like, confident, solid person and being angry and, like, always having an issue. And I feel like people don't necessarily see that line a lot of the times.
Right.
And when she's being put in positions that are, once again, bringing out that stereotype, it's only doing harm.
Yeah, I think this is, like, repeatable, though. Like, this is so expected of her at this point. It's kind of, like, who she is. So it's kind of not surprising that she puts herself into that kind of a situation. Whereas if she just, like, shut up and just, like, played and, like, did what she's supposed to do and, like, maybe whipped out, okay, like, instead of talking about the headband thing, like, do it now. Like, why does it have to be, like, oh, like, when I was back in college, like, da-da-da, I never got money for this, or, like, I could have had all these things, and da-da-da. She just needs to, like, change the blueprint of, like, who she is looked at as and who she could be looked at as, kind of thing.
And my thing is, I'm trying to figure out what she thinks she's owed.
Right.
Because anyone could say, I would have made all this NIL money back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, as a women's college basketball player, wasn't she like the sweetheart of women's college basketball when she played?
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my eyes, that's kind of one reason I wasn't really a huge fan of her, because everybody just loved her
Right.
for, I don't know that all of it was for her play, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite sure what she's expecting people to say, because I don't want to use the word coddle because that's mean,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like in college she was coddled a little bit. Like, the way they framed her,
Mm-hmm.
it was very much so the sweetheart,
Yeah, like, it girl.
the it girl. That's it. The it girl. And so I'm like, girl, you got all of that praise back then. Why are you hoping and praying that we bow to you now? I don't understand.
Right,
that.
like, it feels like she's trying to get back to that point.
Right.
Over and over. And it's like, you're not that anymore. And that's fine, but, like, be who you are now. Like, you had a deal with Puma. I don't know if she still has her deal with Puma, but, like, that was a big deal when that happened. And, like, it kind of, like, fell to the wayside. Like, you didn't utilize that to the full potential. Like, you had this big deal with when you first came to Phoenix, and that was a huge thing, and that wasn't utilized effectively. And then that, once again, like, added to the stereotype and added to that perception. So it's like, what are we, like, I don't know what you want from me at this point. It's
She doesn't
like,
capitalize on, like,
like,
anything she has going on.
I can tell you you're great, like, all I can, but it's not going to be enough. And you're not retiring anytime soon, which is, like, a different conversation. But, like, at this point, what are you doing? Like, you're at this new league. you're once again getting attention that may or may not be the attention that you want, but here you are again in the same situation. It's like there's no...
Yeah, like make something out of it. Like you're begging for this, like then do something about it kind of thing. She just sits back. Like when she plays, like I feel like she just sits back. Like even like with this, like I'm not hearing anything about, oh, she's doing all this with the Unrivaled League. Like it's not as big of like a thing that she could be making it. Like she doesn't capitalize.
I've always felt like she could be a bigger leader than she is
yeah.
on any team. Like she has the
that vibe.
aura, right?
Yeah.
The aura and the like ability to really take up that space, and she hasn't taken up that space on a W team in a long time. Like I'd say before she went to Seattle, like, and I can even remember the team she was on before that.
So I'm hoping that she can use her success in the rival, if it continues, to try to rebrand herself to end her career as well as she started it. Because this decline has been epic in my opinion. Because she came in as a sweetheart. And we haven't seen much. Has she won a championship? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
She's had so many, like she's been there.
Yeah, she's been right there.
She's just not capitalizing.
She's been right there. So, wish her the best, but it's not looking too good. Last question for you. Is Diana Taurasi retiring or what? Or not? Because...
Come on, no.
Mixed messages.
Wait, no, she's on the free agent list. Come on, she's on the free agent list. I saw her on the free agent list. I saw her on the Instagram. She was on the Instagram. You can't put her on there if she's not staying.
I don't think that's how that works.
Come on.
starters.
I mean, come on. It's the free agency list, though.
It can't be true. It can't be true. It can't be true.
First of all, I just want to acknowledge what Dr. G did to me yesterday. Class is ending. I'm packing my bag. I'm having a great time, okay? Like, we're chilling, we're talking, and she goes, have you heard about DT? Pause. Diana, what are we talking about? Did not give me any more information. It was like, I need to go check my sources. So, all night, I was trying so hard not to get on my phone and look up what you were talking about, because I was like, there's no way that I have not heard what is going on. I have seen the rumors that you were talking about.
Mills.
The only thing that makes me think it's true is that BG has talked about looking into a new team, and I can't imagine BG leaving Phoenix while DT is there.
Yeah, but like BG might just want to switch up. Like it's bad. She has trauma. Come on, like there's trauma.
Yeah, so she may need a change of scenery. You're thinking, okay?
I could see that. I would cry. I'm going to cry.
Can you
very
cry on camera?
hard. When I'm like, tears are actually like starting. Like I'm trying not to.
She's not going anywhere. She's on the free agency
There's no
list.
like. I just feel like there's no way. There's no way.
It's okay. We can be delusional.
Yeah.
Like there's no way. There's no way. This is the one player who I will let myself be delusional about every time and not care.
Another 10 years. That's what I'm hearing.
Will she be on the next Olympic team? Yep. Delulu.
Okay, 10 years pushing it. Maybe 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the next
I
Olympics?
feel
LA.
it too.
See you in LA.
Hey, that's how I am with LeBron. I think the man could play another 6 or 7. So, you know.
Real. Wait, what team do you think DT would go to if she didn't stay with the Mercury?
DT if she left?
Yeah. Because she's a free agent. She's a free agent.
Yeah, she's on the list.
What if she's with BG? Like they're planning.
No,
you don't know. They might be
wouldn't
plotting.
happen. That would not happen. No. I don't think she would leave Phoenix. I think she would just
But
retire.
they're plotting.
If she were to leave Phoenix,
Who do you think she's teaming up with? Like who would
I
she team
couldn't
up with?
see like any other team that would make sense.
True. Fair.
I feel like she just called it a day because she's been at Phoenix her whole career. Why do that?
She might want to go out with a bang.
No, I don't think. See, I'm already experiencing that with Lewis Hamilton. I don't need it again. That's already enough. It's already been too many retirements this year. Okay, either she does it or she doesn't. I need to know within the next 30 days.
She's not. I'm locked in on at least one more season. I know for a fact. She's on the list. They wouldn't have put her on the list if she was like, I'm not staying, guys. Like, don't put me on the free agency Instagram list. Like, come on. She's not. They eat her up on Instagram. So, come on. Like, why wouldn't they just be honest with us one more time?
Because why wouldn't they drag it out?
WNBA champions.
What?
That was crazy.